Hello again everyone, and welcome to another one of my reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing the last in the Jaws franchise. So without further ado, this is our review of 1987's Jaws the Revenge. Now, Jaws the Revenge, as I say, was released in 1987. It stars Lorraine Gary returning as Ellen Brody, who is now a widow because Chief Brody has died off screen. I think they wanted Roy Scheider's character to come back for this, and they wanted him to be eaten in the beginning of the movie, and they were like, no. So all we get is a nice little picture of him in the police office at the beginning of the movie. This also stars Lance Guest, otherwise known as films like Halloween 2 and The Last Starfighter. Mario Van Peebles, known for films like Posse, Solo. That's a good one if you've seen that. He plays a robot in it. But he plays a character in this called Jake, a Jamaican character, and he's really funny. And it also stars the great Michael Caine. My name is Michael Caine. Films like, do you remember any Michael Caine films on?
Alfie.
Alfie.
I don't remember it, but
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah, Alfie, that's a good one, yeah. And
What was that?
what's the one where you're always supposed to blow the bloody doors off for the Italian Job? Yeah. And
Educating Rita.
yeah. And
Classic.
yeah, and also I don't know whether a lot of you might know about this one, but he's in an old school horror movie called The Hand. I know it sounds terrible, but it is a pretty good movie, to be honest. It's hard as hell to find, but if you can find it, I definitely recommend it. Have you seen that one?
No.
No? Yeah, I think you'd like it. But we ain't on about The Hand, are we? We're on about Jaws the Revenge. This time, it's personal. And that, believe it or not, is the tag line for this. Look, there we go. This time, it's personal. Also, I'm rocking my brand new Jaws the Revenge mug. Pretty cool, eh? And my brand new Jaws the Revenge coaster. Which mug and coaster are you using, hun?
Jaws 2.
Yeah. The first Jaws coaster. Do I have a Jaws 2 coaster? No, I don't. No, I don't have a Jaws 2 coaster. Can't believe it.
Have to find one.
Yeah. I have to find a Jaws 3 mug as well. I've got Jaws 1, got Jaws 2, I've got Jaws the Revenge now. But a Jaws 3 mug seems to be really hard to get hold of. But anyway, again, we're not on about mugs, are we? We're on about Jaws the Revenge. This time it's personal. Yeah, the plot line to this movie is a bit, strange and daft. They did make a book to this as well, which they explain more of the voodoo element in the book. And there's hints of it in this movie, but not really anything out loud, But supposedly, in the book, a voodoo priest that had a problem with the Brody family curses a shark to go kill them all, which, I don't know how you curse a shark, but anyway, that's what happens in the book, supposedly. But it doesn't happen in this movie, thank God, because it'd have made it even worse than what I'm saying. It's worse. This is a guilty pleasure, isn't it, hun?
Yeah.
Definite guilty pleasure, you know what I mean? And it takes place after the events of Jaws 2 and totally ignores Jaws 3D. So in this universe, it's Jaws 1, Jaws 2 and Jaws the Revenge. No Jaws 3D, no Dennis Quaid, no Bess Armstrong. That doesn't exist in this universe. So you say this carries on after Jaws 2, many years later, because Michael is older now with a little child of his own, like a 10-year-old, I think she is, called Thea Brody in it. May the last rest in peace, because I think about a year after making this film, she was murdered, which is absolutely awful. But yeah, and also it has Sean returning to this movie as well. Different character playing him than the one lad that played him in Jaws 2. I mean, well, Jaws 3, should I say. Well, there've always been different actors playing them, but yeah, he is actually a deputy in this movie, taking after his dad. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, he gets called out at the beginning of the movie, where he gets called out to like a log that's stuck in the sea, and he's called out to sort it out. Little knowing, there's a big shark out there waiting for him to eat him. I think the shark in this film is, I think they say it's 28 feet, I think. Not quite as big as the one from Jaws 3D, but a little bit smaller than the one from Jaws 2, and a little bit bigger than the one from Jaws, the first film. The shark in this does look, you know, you can see, well, I'll talk about it in a bit anyway. We'll get to the part where Sean goes out and he's trying to take I think it's what sleeping baby, is it? What do they call it when they're out in the ocean? It's a sleeping log. I think that's what she calls it. Polly calls him in, like she calls him into to do the job. Sorry, like, and yeah, so he goes out and the shark's waiting for him. But it's a good kill scene actually. In this film only really has 2 kill scenes. 3 if you count the alternate ending where Jake gets eaten. But we'll talk about that in a bit. Like, but it starts, and it's a pretty cool scene actually. Like, you see the shark. Well, you don't see the shark. You see the view of the shark swimming up towards him while he's trying to tow the piece of wood in. The log, whatever it is. I mean, it's a log, like it's a floating log, and the shark jumps out and Sean shits himself and falls back into the boat, then realising he's got no arm left because the shark's bit his arm off. So then he's screaming out, "Help me, help me," while the choir is playing, because it's set Christmas time at the beginning of, well, this film is a Christmas movie actually. One of the many Christmas movies out there, but yeah, a Jaws Christmas movie. Anyway, the shark comes back for seconds while he's screaming and nobody can hear him while he's being eaten alive on the boat. Then there's a really terrifying scene where he pops up from the water and is holding onto the log, trying to keep up, and the shark's pulling him under. Anyway, he ends up going under with a log, and then the log just comes back up. And there's bits of him on the log, because you do see the log later on in the movie, washing up onto a shore. And there's bits of him on the bloody log. But yeah, so Sean doesn't last very long in this movie. So then, sorry, just having a drink. Cheers everyone. Well, the problem with coffee, it goes cold quick. Tea stays hot for a long time, but coffee goes cold pretty quick, doesn't it, man? Make sure yours don't go cold as well. So yeah, that is a cool kill scene. A cool, you know, it's probably one of the coolest kills in the Jaws movies, to be honest. The second coolest kill is probably, well, I'm going to ask you, which is your favourite part of Jaws: The Revenge one?
Mine, quite like, it's cheesy, but I quite like the story of getting to know Hoagie.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit girly, but you know.
Ellen Brody in this film, obviously she's a widow, and Hoagie, which is Michael Caine's character, which he has a backstory to him as well, which is explained in the book. He delivers things on his plane, and I think he is a bit dodgy. Because there's a line on this, he goes, what do you do when you're not chasing my mother or something like that? And he goes, oh, that's it. What do you do when you're not flying? He goes, I deliver laundry. So I think that's something to do with what he does, like, but it doesn't explain it in this film, but in the book you find out what kind of person he is. But yeah, him and Ellen have like a little on and off relationship through the movie, like, and she obviously she's not stricken, grief stricken. So I'm saying it right, yeah. So there we go. Thank you, one. Yeah, over the death of her son, and Sean's dead. Michael comes over with his wife and kid, and they take her to the Bahamas, and to try, clear her mind, a bit of time away from Amity. So she goes to the Bahamas, where we meet Jake, and somehow, somewhere, the shark follows them all the way to the Bahamas from Amity Island. Yeah, don't know how, but yeah, it does. Must be some sort of super bloody fish, but anyway. And she's telepathic with the shark. She seems to be able to sense it, which is strange. Again, I'm not bad-mouthing this movie because I can watch it and enjoy it just as good as any of the other Jaws films. You can as well, can't you, man? In fact, which is your favourite Jaws film out of all four of them?
The first one.
First one? Ooh.
The original.
Jaws 2's mine. But like I said in my Jaws 1 and 2 review, I can watch them both back to back as one big movie. But and then add this one, you know what I mean, if you're going to do Jaws 1, 2 and then Jaws the Revenge, with it being a movie that carries on from Jaws 2. But anyway, yeah, she ends up going back. She's in the Bahamas with her son and his wife and his kid. And yeah, she's telepathic with a shark for some reason. So whenever the shark attacks, she seems to be able to sense it. One of the cool shark attacks in this movie is the banana boat scene, which is, yeah, that's one of the coolest scenes in any Jaws movie, actually. Is it a granddaughter? Yeah, because she's a grandma. Yeah. She's a grandma. Yeah, she goes out on a banana boat, and obviously Ellen's wary about it because she knows something's not right. But anyway, like the kid's mum, I forgot the kid's name. Oh, Fia Brody. Yeah, her mum says, "Oh, it's fine. Like banana boats are fun." Yeah. This one's not going to be fun though, because they go out into the ocean, pull that. I'd like to go on a banana boat actually. I think that'd be cool. Wouldn't like to have what happens to them happen to me, but you know. But anyway, the shark's fin comes out of the water and the iconic music plays and it's coming after him and she's like, "Fia!" And everybody on the, on the shore see the shark and the mother's expression, "Oh my God." You see it come out of the water and they're like, "Ah!" And it yams down onto the woman's leg. The unfortunate woman that's at the back of Fia, that's holding on to Fia so she doesn't fall out. She's the one that gets bitten and took off the boat. And if you watch the TV version, there's so much cut out, it's annoying. You need this version where it shows actually, you know, in the shark's mouth and you see it coming down with her into the water and pulling her under. And then there's a scene from under it where it's got her in its mouth, which you don't see that on the TV version. It just shows it with it in its mouth and then it's taking her down. But yeah, they're pretty much the two death scenes in this film. Although, like I say, we have Jake at the end. Because obviously after that scene, Ellen decides, oh, I'm gonna go out on the yacht and go after the shark and try to kill it like a silly woman. And one of the cool lines on, come and get me, you son of a bitch. And the shark swims towards her. But yeah, Michael and Sean, not Michael and Sean, oh, what am I about? No, Sean's dead. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, Michael and Jake and Hoagie go out to help her, and obviously Michael's like, why did you go out? Why did you take the boat and all that? And she's like, I had to. And there's a cool line in this where Hoagie is getting out of the plane when they've landed the plane on the water, like, and he goes, oh, you passengers, they're all the same, complain, and the shark comes out, he goes, oh shit, and it grabs the boat and pulls him under, and you think he's dead, and next minute he's crawling onto the boat, bone dry. Yeah, you've watched the film, he's bone dry, and he sits down and goes, bloody hell, the breath on that thing. But yeah, bone dry. So they end up, oh, and shark roars in this film. I think it roared a little bit in Jaws 3, didn't it? But it actually, yeah, the person that made this, I think, decided to have the shark roar, which I don't know why. I mean, sharks don't make noises. I mean, come on. But yeah, it roars. It's like, really? Cheesy as hell, but again, let's say the shark looks cool in this film. I think the shark looks cool in all 4 movies, to be honest. They have a different look on each movie, the shark. This one, I think it looks a bit more menacing. But you can see there's a camera of the shark, of the fin, going through water, and you can see it stitching on its fin, which is a bit, but again, I'm not slating this movie down because I love it for what it is. And yeah, this one is a 12. Again, like I said, the video, the DVD, not the DVD, the video, the VHS is a 15. And that's a cool poster as well. I like the poster of that. But I remember the poster for the VHS, and it's that picture of the shark smashing out the water. I mean, look at the size, that's a big bugger. But then you had the pictures of all the people that's in the movie across here. But they went with that one for this one. But anyway, Jake makes a thing that shocks it. And it goes out to the end of the boat, which is very similar to Quint going out to the end of the boat. I think they got the idea from the first one for that. So he's tapping the thing, and it goes out with the rod, with the thing he's made that's going to shock it. Anyway, the shark comes out and he falls into its mouth like an idiot. And it's like it's biting his ass. You know? Anyway, he gets pulled under, and I'm going to say Sean again then, stop myself. Michael, sorry, goes, Jake! Yeah, he does, he literally does. If you haven't seen this film, he does. That's exactly what he does, slow motion. So, the shark's got the track or whatever it is, the electric shocker in its mouth now. So they've got a machine where they're tapping it and it's making it go crazy. And then Ellen starts having flashbacks when she's riding the boat, because the front of the boat now has got like a splint at the end of it where the pole was. So depending which version you see, she's driving the boat towards the shark and it's roaring while they're taking when he's pressing the button on the machine he's got, like, and it's but she's having, you know, thinking back to things that's happened, and you see her thinking back to Sean, which, how the hell did she think back to Sean? She wasn't there. But yet she's picturing it clear as day, where he's pulled under the water at the beginning of the film. And then she pitches back to the banana boat kill, which is fair enough, she was there for that. And then she pictures the chief, Brody, at the end of the first movie, which she wasn't there for that. I mean, he might have told her about it, but she pictures it exactly like it is on that film. It's about to be shooting it, and the Smelly Son of a Bitch part is there in this film, and she's thinking about it. And as he goes, "Smile, you son of a bitch," she rams the boat into the shark's neck. And again, depending which version you've seen, there's either a version, well, I think the version for this, well, I'll tell you about my favourite version in a minute, but there's two versions endings to this, and they are actually on this. Got them both on here. You've got the one in the film and then your special feature. And it rams into the shark's neck, and the shark explodes. And they end up in the water. And you can see they're in a swimming pool because the water's splashing up against the wall. That's how cheaply made this one was. Yeah, I mean, again, it seems like I'm slating it down. I'm not slating it down. I do like the film, obviously, and I could put it on right now and watch it and enjoy it. So, you know, definitely not slating, but yeah, you can see the water splashing up against the screen when they're all, and then you hear Jake, "Michael, hello," and he's floating in his own blood. So he survives in this version. And then the other version, you don't see him. The other version where she stabs the boat into the shark's neck, which is one I think is better because it's more believable. I think they just wanted to have an exploding scene because every Jaws film, the sharks exploded. Well, except Jaws 2. It doesn't explode on that, does it? It electrocutes, the steam comes out of its eyes, smoke, whatever, and it sinks to the...
It's set on fire.
Yeah.
Electrocuted.
Yeah, exactly. So this one, obviously, yeah, the other scene, the shark rams into its neck. And the shark? No. The boat, sorry everybody, rams into its neck. And it pulls the boat in half and sinks to the bottom of the ocean with half of the boat stabbed into its neck. Which is cool, actually. It looks good. And like I say, it's probably more, you know, believable than the shark exploding, but like I say, it's the spectacular part is obviously the shark exploding and the boat blowing up and
Big finale.
yeah. Figures, I don't know how they didn't get blown up with the boat, but you know, I can understand the part where it pulls the boat in half and they fall into the water. That's fair enough, but when the boat explodes, I'd thought, you know, I almost said Sean again. Oh, bloody hell. But yeah,
Having a brain fart.
yeah, I had a few drinks last night, everybody, so, you know, I'm a bit hungover today, but bear with me, everyone. We'll get there. We always do. And I've got our lass to help me out if I can't, you know, remember certain parts. But yeah, you'd have thought they'd have been blown up, but they don't get blown up. And Jake survives on this version. But the other version, it just shows him taken away by the shark and you assume he's dead. But yeah, like I say, you got your plot to this. The plot's basically, you know, the shark follows him to the Bahamas and then goes after him. There's a cool scene actually where Jake's in the little submarine they have, because they work together. They're like working at sea and go after things like snails and sea snails and all that. Like, obviously when Jake finds out about the shark, he wants to, you know, hunt the shark, which obviously Michael's hesitant because he's got his past memories of the sharks from the other movies. But anyway, like, I say there's a cool scene in this where Jake's in his little submarine and shark comes up by the side of him and goes, "Holy shit, we've got a big fish down here, man." And Michael's like, "Oh yeah, how big?" And shark comes up and he shits himself, and Ellen's at some sort of like parade with Hoagie, Michael Caine's character. And when that's happening, she stops and it's like she could sense it happening, which is strange, but yeah. Anyway, so that's a cool ass scene. And then there's another scene later on in the movie where Michael goes out in the scuba, in the little submarine they have, and then the shark attacks him and chases him into a wreckage of a ship, I think it is, which is pretty cool, and it's coming after him in. And yeah, that's a cool scene as well, like, and it's coming towards him, he's trying to get through a door, and he's like, Jesus Christ, and he goes through the door and shark comes in. He ends up having to use his, what do they call them, what they use on the back? Divers? Hon, sorry?
Tanks.
Yeah, his scuba tank, that's it. Hey, thanks hon. What would I do without you? But yeah, uses his scuba tank to blow himself to top it, you know, to the top. But yeah, so yeah, the Jaws of Revenge, yeah. Sorry, I'm not doing too well for this one today, I'm everyone, like, but yeah, the tagline with this is "This time it's personal," and yeah, I do recommend it, definitely, you know, it's
You're a Jaws fan,
yeah, if you're a Jaws fan like we are, so definitely recommend it. And it's enjoyable for what it is, you know, like, Jake's good in it, like, Mario Van Peebles, you know, he has a Jamaican accent in this, so he talks like this, let me show you how to wiggle your hair, stuff like that, like, get your butt down here, man, and all that. But yeah, he's...
Barbados, I don't know.
It's
maybe.
what?
Or maybe it's Barbados, they're in a darker.
Barbados?
Yeah, it might be, somewhere like that.
In Bahamas?
Isn't it?
Let's see, I don't know where it is. I just know it's set in the Bahamas, this film.
Bahamas.
Later on, like, where Michael and his wife lives. But yeah, that's Jaws the Revenge. This is my Blu-ray of it, like, no really special features or all like that, like, this is out now on 4K as well, like, but don't have, like I said before, I don't have a 4K player, so. But yeah, Jaws the Revenge. This time it's personal. In fact, another good tagline for this is in the trailer. Man's deepest fear has risen again. Which, that's a cool tagline. But yeah, yeah, Jaws the Revenge, everybody. But that is my review. Not being the best one today, because like I say, I'm hungover, so this is my second coffee today. But I've tried, and I think we've got somewhere with it, like, that's my review of Jaws the Revenge. Until the next time, please like and subscribe, and keep geeking out. Burn it. Thanks for watching, everyone.